Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some very interesting news when it comes to the upcoming Xbox consoles, where we actually are now hearing basically just information that the next upcoming console itself is actually being designed by a completely brand new different team in the Microsoft department, and as well as actually not made by the same people who made the prior Xbox consoles, which once again is fueling a really big push, I guess, towards the next Microsoft and or Xbox, if they want to get rid of the Xbox branding, handheld device that actually might be their next big major platformed console. So we're going to go talk about this, talk about the drama, talk about the rumors, talk about everything else in between. So you guys will sit back, relax, and enjoy. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on if you guys are going to enjoy the Super Bowl. Let me know who you guys think is going to win it down below. And of course, also check out Webull. Sign up for that. You get a bunch of free stock and me money. You get like $100. So make sure you just go and just withdraw it, sell it, do whatever. And of course, the Twitter and Twitch room down below. Let's go and dive on into the video itself. So first and foremost, you guys have been kind of seeing a little bit of rumors over here when it comes to the next upcoming Xbox, or Xbox's next-gen consoles reportedly are coming in 2026, and we'll still kind of seem like a little bit of a caveat. Some people are assuming there's not going to be like an Xbox Pro. Some folks are assuming they're going to have that, but it's going to be like a little bit more delayed. Some folks are assuming it's just going to be the next console generation. So like say the Xbox, like, you know, just next, like the next sequel of the current console generation. But also people are kind of focusing on this handheld, Switch-like, dockable handheld. Now, a lot of folks have actually really enjoyed handheld consoles. Think, say, like the Lenovo, think like the Steam Deck, think obviously the Switch itself for the past 8 years. So people want to get into that mobile market where they have a chance to go and play and do any type of game at all. They also want to maybe have a similar console to the brand new console itself, so like the next iteration, generation 10 console, and then a handheld device. But intriguingly enough, as of right now, as of today, there's been a lot more rumors flying around of how this is going to happen, what's going to be made, and all of that, where we're now actually seeing that some of the Xbox developers and basically people trying to design and make the consoles are actually being replaced. And this is actually more intriguing too as well, because they're being replaced by the people who are utilizing the Surface Pro. So think like the Microsoft like tablets, the Microsoft like touchscreens, and all that type of like functions. And I have a little bit of a quote over here from here where they have this according to Nick Baker from Xbox Era, Jason Ronald, the person responsible for leading development of the Xbox Series X and S hardware will actually not be in charge of Microsoft's next gaming device. His team got replaced by the Surface team, so it basically shows that there's even more like basically kind of swapping around of all the people in the business, or like they're trying to maybe get rid of some Xbox folks to put them towards different departments, trying to get rid of some Activision and Blizzard folks who just got acquired and either get rid of them or try to put them into other different distinctions. We've also had other people say, so like some people that were executives and higher ups and CEOs of certain game divisions also then moving up into basically like it's kind of just like a really big corporate switchover. So I'm going to you guys go play this quote over here too as well from the Xbox Era podcast, which is what kind of now making its attention right now in regards to the next upcoming console.
Well, yeah, he asked what OS is running on the handheld, and then face with tongue sticking out.
Yeah, that's interesting.
The
I know the
Xbox
questions
OS?
he's asking. Yeah.
So it's basically just trying to say like, hey, like we know a handheld might be coming. We're seeing rumors. I even made a few videos, and so you guys may have actually seen those. But like, what is going on? Like, do we know any good details? Do we know any like stuff? What operating system? What kind of GPUs? Like, trying to get fish out some information from someone who may know some information.
He's asking
The
some
Xbox
interesting
OS?
questions, that guy.
Just like to show his face.
Xbox OS? What else is going to be on an
Yeah.
Xbox handheld? It's the
Yeah.
Xbox
Ubuntu.
OS.
They're like, well, I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, anything. We don't necessarily know, but it looks like it seems like it's coming.
That'd be great.
Because
Yes,
the next
Ubuntu,
gen
that's what it's
series,
running.
the next gen is Series S, because you can't even hit 720p with the Series S specs in a handheld right now. Well, Tom, I don't know what to tell you about that one. I wasn't told specs or anything. And if it is the Surface team, because I heard the Surface team.
So as of right here, like this quote right here, let me go back up because I'm going to talk about it as I introduce it. They're talking about the Microsoft Surface. Like I'm sure you guys have heard about the separate Microsoft products. There's various other things like tablets and touchscreens like I mentioned. So that would actually make a lot of sense. You have a team that's somewhat specialized in portable devices, which is maybe not a one-to-one on a pure gaming device, but in theory, all you have to do is kind of like switch around. Like you have certain apps meant to go read like a Kindle or, have like, like book reading, all that type of stuff. Watching YouTube videos, that's fine. You can make it work, but at the same time, it's probably pretty similar to a gaming device. Or you just have to go and commingle teams. You get like 50 people that are really good at like working on apps and developing apps and having like tablets, etc. And then you have the part two of the other folks that are really good at making making hardware, making like, devices like the Xbox consoles. And you put those two together in a room and be like, hey, the next 3 years, figure it out, make a business, we're making this cool. And that can lead towards what they're going to talk about right now.
Wasn't told specs or anything. And if it is the Surface team, because I heard the Surface team thing as well, that's why I freaked out when I heard Mag mentioned Jason Ronald not leading the next Xbox.
And that goes into the other quote too as well, where apparently the guy who is making the last Xbox consoles is not leading anymore. It's kind of the same thing too as well with PlayStation, where we have very, very specific folks that are meant to develop and work on the PlayStation consoles because they're good at it. They're good at making the architectures. They're good at making the console run well, trying to go make it optimized and having specific things like, let's say, the SSD that performs a little bit better. So you want to have these people that are like, hey, like, what do we want to prioritize for this next upcoming generation? Which I would probably say, for the most part, would be like something like Wi-Fi, and making sure like their Ethernet adapters, their netcode adapters, or whatever it might be, Wi-Fi adapters are extremely strong in the fact of a lot of Game Pass stuff, a lot of streaming stuff, and cloud gaming is going to be an important factor. So that'd be what I would probably be thinking about for the next Xbox console. But as well, same with the handheld device. You want to have the same thing as, like the Steam Deck. You can go connect and play any game on, say, Game Pass and make Game Pass mobile. It makes a lot of sense for the upcoming Xbox handheld.
Again, I heard the same thing. I heard the exact same thing, that Jason Ronald is not leading on the next Xbox and the Surface team is doing it.
And so once again, that's pretty much just kind of clarifying that they want to have this individual team that's meant to be like, say for tablets, etc. prior, that does have the experience and it has worked with like multi-million-dollar. I'm not sure how much the Surface Pros would be worth in terms of like market cap, in terms of like Microsoft, but like it's a well-known product. I know about it myself. Maybe not all of you guys one-to-one, but it is a Microsoft well-known product in all like the Best Buy, Walmart, Amazon, Microsoft stores, and people do utilize it. That is like a thing. So it would make sense to have them be running a handheld device.
And I can't, as much as I like Jason Ronald, I'd be hypocritical if I displayed outrage at that, because something I've said on this podcast in the past is, let the Surface team make Xbox hardware.
But it's kind of like one of those things where like Microsoft already has people making other stuff. And at the same point, if they have the team that's specialized in other things that do relatively well, just not as niche in, let's say, the gaming sense, which I'd probably say gaming as a whole is way bigger than tablets as a whole. If anyone would disagree on that one, you guys just don't understand anything. But when it comes to this one, it makes sense. Like you could have it as a really good handheld device. Microsoft has also really been integrated into PC, Windows. They have the Microsoft Store, Game Pass. Like them having a handheld device is probably one of the smartest things out there. A lot of folks even have things like their Steam Deck, and they already have Game Pass integrated into their Steam Deck, and they think it's amazing. So when I have a specialized, custom-made from Xbox handheld device that lets you go and actually utilize Game Pass, I think that'd be sick.
But there is a caveat with that. I said that when Panos was still there.
You're a pan boy.
Panos, the Greek magician, is no longer with Microsoft, so my Surface team thing maybe changes slightly.
And I think this is what he's trying to go and say, because I kind of feel like in a very similar thought pattern, where if you have an Xbox team and you have a, like, say, Surface team, what I mentioned before in the video, you could commingle them. Like, you have, like, the people that are really good at Xbox hardware, they can, like, know how to fine-tune it. You have people that are really good with integrating, like, apps, touch screens, whatever, like, that type of stuff that make a lot of sense on a handheld device, and you just go commingle them. So you have a really strong, powerful Xbox handheld device that also has an integration of, like, Game Pass, apps, YouTube, Twitch, whatever it might be, to make it run well and to make it run efficiently. Like, if you only have a Surface team, they may go skew a little bit too much on like a tablet. You have an Xbox team, they may focus a bit too much on like heavy, big specs, not as portable. You want to have the combination of the two to make a perfect device so people want to utilize it as a whole.
I always viewed Panos as one of those rock stars who was the visionary behind everything. Maybe he's not, I don't know, but that's how I always viewed him.
They so rarely are.
So I have more concerns about Surface now without Panos there, but I'm happy to be proven wrong.
And it's kind of the same thoughts I would have too. It's like, it's an intriguing idea. I would probably go buy an Xbox handheld because I don't mind having a Steam Deck. It seems cool. I have a lot of Steam games. It would probably make sense. Switch, I have a Switch. I like my Switch. But I think a pure Xbox Game Pass device for me to go play games in my bed, rather than, like, say, an Xbox Series S, which is still a good console, but I'd prefer a handheld myself, I'd probably buy it, and I'd probably enjoy it, especially if it was, like, under, like, $250. I think it'd be a really good device at the long term. It'd also make Xbox a lot of money with people keeping their Game Pass subscriptions, or as well having a chance to integrate the Xbox system a little bit more when it comes to them having Game Pass on PC, utilizing a handheld, have, like, cloud saves, crossovers. Makes a lot of sense. So So I'm very excited for this future, this Xbox handheld, and I want to hear your thoughts on all this down below. Would you guys buy one? Do you guys like it? And it seems like these leaks are getting bigger and bigger and bigger, so it does seem like it's way more likely to as well. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We have the Twitter and Twitch down below. We have the Weeble links too as well if you guys want to go and follow and check that out. Get a bunch of free stock, and I appreciate y'all for watching here in the first place.